Tom here. I'm going to do some shotguns, and we're going to have a brief little chat about something that, to me, personally, is very fucking important. But let's start with this. It's not Shotgun Sunday, but we're going to do this anyway, because I'm feeling it. Technically, okay, it's Friday morning. Technically. It's almost 10 after 1 in the morning. I technically don't consider it the next day until the sun comes out. And that's just the way I've always been. I literally always, I've been this way since I was a little fucking kid. Okay, I can remember my parents trying to explain to me that at midnight, it's no longer Tuesday. At midnight, 12 o'clock on the dot, it's Wednesday. Or at midnight on the dot, it's no longer Friday. It's Saturday morning. And I've always, I consider that midnight. I consider that really late at night. You know? People say, oh, it's early in the morning when it's like 1 o'clock in the fucking morning. No, well, that's not. I don't fucking know. I sound retarded talking about it. I always have. I did when I was a kid, so I try not to talk about it because who the fuck wants to sound retarded? This is besides the point. I digress. Cheers. Tried to find my hat. I feel naked without my hat on camera. I can't find it right now. So here I am without my fucking hat. Anyway, to the point of this video. Fuck was the point of this video? Okay, alright, the point of this video. As you know, Mother's Day has just passed. And if you paid attention to my videos, which nobody fucking ever pays attention to my videos, you know that this was a big deal to me because this is my 4th Mother's Day without my mother since she passed away in September of 2014, almost 4 years ago that she died this September. A big deal for me. It's a rough time of the year for me. People complain about the holidays after losing a loved one. It counts as a holiday, technically, but people complain about the major holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas being the hardest parts of the year after losing someone like that. For me, it's, those are the times of the year where I want to celebrate the most because I know how much those times of the year meant to my mother. So while I miss her a lot during that time of the year, I strive to celebrate and make it the best that I can because holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's meant the fucking world to my mother. So I do what I can to celebrate because that's what she did after she lost her mother. Because it was the same thing with my grandmother. That time of the year was her favorite time of the fucking year. So this is the time of the year that I dread. Because you got all these people out there that are celebrating Mother's Day with their mother, and, to each their own, to each his own, or whatever. I encourage that. If you've got a living mother, celebrate the person who brought you into this world. Unless they tried to fucking kill you, then tell them to go fuck themselves. But I digress. Yeah, so moving forward, a couple months ago I joined a Facebook group uh, in an attempt to try and cope with this pain that I've been struggling with for the last almost 4 years now, since I lost my mother. And it's a group for people who have lost their parents. I joined this group, and I've posted a few times. I've commented on a couple different posts from different people. One thing that I've noticed, mostly in the comments of a lot of things that I see being, well, not the comments, but a lot of other people's posts that I see coming up on there. I see people talking about people and their lives and how, someone will post saying that they lost their mother or their father and that they're obviously in really bad emotional pain, and I understand that. But they'll go on to talk about people in their lives telling them that they, a certain amount of time has passed since their mother or father has died, and these people are suggesting to this person that, given the amount of time that's gone by, they should be over it, So then the amount of time can range. It can differentiate for each person that posts these kind of things. Some people will say, oh, it's been 6 months, it's been 2 years, it's been 6 days, it's been the shortest amount of time that I saw someone post. Today I saw it was someone said that their parent died 3 months ago. 3 months ago? April, no, it would have been 2 months ago because they said March. And people are telling this person that because it's been 2 months, they should be over it. The point I'm trying to make, because I'm kind of drunk, I don't know how much sense I'm making right now. The point I'm trying to make, grief does not have a time limit. Grief is a powerful thing. If you look it up, if you're slow and you don't understand and you think you know everything, there's this thing called Google, right? Or, go out and get your own fucking therapist and they'll tell you themselves. Grief does not have a fucking time limit, okay? 10 years can pass after your mother or father dies, and it can still feel like it was yesterday. It really can. And I haven't gotten that far yet, so you might be thinking, if you're one of those stuck-up motherfuckers, you might be thinking, well, Tom, it hasn't been 10 years since you lost your parent, so how the fuck would you know? I know because I fucking know. Because this shit fucking hurts. Okay? When they tell you it gets easier, no. It don't get fucking easier. When they tell you that it gets better, it doesn't get fucking better. When they tell you that you learn to adjust, or you learn to deal, it's not the fucking case. Tell you what it really is. What it is you spend so much time feeling the pain, feeling the burn, that it's almost like burning your nerves to a point where they shut down. Your nerves are shot. You have not recovered. You have not learned to cope. There are coping mechanisms, don't get me wrong, to get you through it. But you don't get over it. What you're feeling after a few years, that point you reach where you stop crying every single fucking night, crying yourself to fuck to sleep every goddamn night, when you reach the point when that stops happening, it doesn't mean that you're getting better. It means that you're shot in the fucking ass. It means that You've cried to the point you can't fucking cry anymore. You can't feel anything anymore because your nerves are fucking shot. That's what that really means. It doesn't mean that you're recovering. You don't recover from that. The same thing goes for, you know, not just your parents, but for your wife or your husband or your son or your daughter or your fucking brother or sister or your best fucking friend in the world. When a significant loss like that occurs, there is no recovery. Like I said, there are coping mechanisms, but your coping mechanisms don't heal the wound. They don't fill the fucking void or seal the fucking hole. There's no time limit on grief or mourning, and it is destructive. That fucking feeling that you've got inside that hole in your fucking chest that no one can see but you, it's deep. Fucking concrete can't fill that motherfucker. Okay? Let me tell your ass. And it got me thinking, you know, I've been seeing all this shit since I joined this Facebook group. And I've only had one person ever hint to me that he thought that I should have gotten past my mother's death already. And at that point, it had barely been a year. It was almost a year. It was, we had that conversation in early July of 2015, about a month before I got married. And at that point, we were about 2.5 months away from the 1-year anniversary of my mother's death. And this person, we had an argument about the way that I was acting and the way that I was handling my mother's death. He didn't straight up say, "Oh, Tom, you should be over this by now." It wasn't like that, but he clearly hinted at it, and he made it in different words, if this makes any sense, pretty obvious what he was trying to say. And what he was trying to say was, I should have accepted at that point that my mother was gone, and that I should have moved on. And if you were to confront this guy to this day, I don't talk to him anymore. That's part of the reason why we don't talk anymore. If you were to ask this guy about it to this day, he's so stuck up in so many different other fucking ways. That's another video altogether, but this is just one way. That to this day, 2 years later, almost 3 years later, he would still deny it. He would. He would deny it to this day. That's not what he fucking meant. That, you know, I'm being dramatic and I need to... whatever. He's a fucking asshole. People like that are fucking assholes. That's the point of this video. But I've never had anyone other than that person even say directly to my face that kind of shit. And he didn't even say it directly to my face. He didn't outright say it. He just sort of hinted at it. But that was offensive enough as it was, you know. The point is, you know, I'm shocked that people would say that to someone who's been through that sort of a traumatic event. And if you're someone who's lost a parent, a mother or a father, or beyond that, a brother or a sister, a son or a daughter, or a fucking best friend, don't let people stick their finger in your face and say, it's been 6 months, it's been 6 years, it's been 10 days. Don't let them tell you to get the fuck over it, okay? Move on at your pace. Deal with the pain at your fucking pace. Don't let anyone tell you how to fucking handle the death of a loved one. Stick your middle finger up and tell them to go fuck themselves.